Hello, I'm Chris Richmond, and today we're going to talk about church bells. One of the questions I get asked a lot is how did I get into ringing church bells? Well, I guess church bells are one of those sounds that have always been in my life subconsciously. I can remember growing up in Clyde on the Norfolk coast and often hearing the bells of St Mary's Church in Witherton ringing out across the fields about a mile away. I also distinctly remember having a look in the belfry of St Nicholas Church in Blakeney and watching the hour strike, which was incredibly loud. As somebody who records sounds, I decided to pursue the sound of church bells as a subject for a new sound library. Knowing absolutely nothing about bells or the community who rang them, I started researching them online and came across the website of the NDA, which lists all the ringable towers in the area and when they ring, which was very useful as I can then plan where and when to record. The first tower I visited was St Andrew's Church in Holt, and it was a bitterly cold January evening, but I was determined to find out more about this wonderful historic art. What surprised me was how welcoming the ringers were. I had turned up completely unannounced armed with camera and microphones, yet straight away I was invited up the tower and into the ringing chamber, and got to see firsthand exactly what bell ringing involves. This was fascinating.
45.
The band of ringers here are led by Tower Captain Sue Morton. After a while of watching and learning, I began to pick up on some of the bell ringing jargon. It was like another language.
The trouble puts the bells in such a funny order, doesn't it?
Just paying attention.
At the end of the session, the bells are lowered, and I took a recording of this outside. It sounds so dramatic as the swinging bells appear to speed up, yet they're actually swinging less and less each time, but the hum tones really resonate, and I like that. And that was it. From then on I was hooked, and approached my home tower of Wells next to sea to learn how to ring. Learning to handle a bell was a process that took me several weeks. It's not as easy as it looks. There are 2 strokes to learn and the rope must be kept taut in order to keep control. Everything is learnt by feel. The key to handling a bell is the technique, not in how hard you pull. It was quite daunting, yet rather satisfying knowing that you're in control of something that weighs several hundredweight and is potentially hundreds of years old. I found it very addictive though. The thing I love most about ringing is the variety. Every bell handles differently and no 2 towers are the same. As my confidence grew, I started visiting other towers and often ring up to 5 times a week. I think my current total so far is about 35 different towers. Not bad for the first year of ringing. I've met some lovely people along the way, and there's a real sense of camaraderie among ringers. Wherever you go, the ringers will always make you feel welcome. I also like the sense of purpose ringing has. I ring on Sunday mornings, marking the call to prayer as has been done for centuries. Bell ringing is steeped in history. So if you're thinking of starting to learn to ring church bells, I say go for it, but be careful, it can take over your life. Right, look 2, travel's going, she's gone. Now for the obligatory closing paragraph. If you enjoy following my quirky, if slightly self-indulgent adventures, please don't forget to like and subscribe. This filmmaking lark just wouldn't be worth it without the support of watchers like you. Until next time, thanks for watching, and goodbye.